Hello, gardeners, aspiring gardeners, and soon to be gardeners. Do you ever get stuck with how to get started? You don't know what to do, what to plant, when. That's kind of what I'm doing today. So, if you want to grab some coffee with me, I'm going to be going through my seeds and figuring out what I can plant now in my Central Florida garden. We're in kind of a weird transitional stage where it's middle of winter basically. Too late to start cold season crops unless it's something that only has like a 30-day window to harvest, something like radishes, that's always quick, or quick growing lettuce. And too, well, spring seeds, some spring seeds you'd start now. It's still kind of iffy. Between January and February, it's kind of iffy whether we're going to get a frost. You can look up your last frost dates. Just go online, type in your zip code, say find last frost date. That's just a guideline, like nothing's set in stone. It's you just got to kind of feel things out, and what you do this year is going to be completely different from what you do next year because we are controlled by what the weather does. So like now I know I'm going to start more tomatoes, more peppers, and because they take such a long time to grow, and especially with tomatoes, there's such a short window between where basically before the summer heat sets in. What was I even saying? I went off on a tangent. Peppers and tomatoes. Yeah, I'm going to start those now, but like outdoors. But if it gets cold, I can still bring them in. You know, you just got to kind of watch the weather and bring things in as needed. So yeah, what I usually do, there are so many resources online. I'm not going to give you guys a chart or even what I use because everybody uses what they like, what they're comfortable with. There's a couple garden sites, pages, businesses that have all these charts. They have these lovely little handy dandy charts by month, what to plant, direct sow, or to start seeds, and days to harvest. So I have my couple tried and true, and then if there's something I want to plant that's not on here, I just look it up online. So I kind of already have gone through everything. If you plant any cold season crops right now, it's going to be iffy because we do have those surprise summer days that will make things bolt instantly, like broccoli, you know, cabbage, not so much cabbage, maybe cauliflower, but anyway, quick list. You can probably still plant mustard greens. They grow so fast. You can go ahead and start bush beans, pole beans. Again, just watch them if we get any frost or freezing temperatures. Limas too. Cantaloupe, other melons, watermelon, good to go. They have a very long harvest time, so they need to be started early. Eggplant's kind of iffy to start this late, but again, if it's a quick producing one, you should be okay. Beets is another one. Beets hate warm weather, so that's like hit or miss. I still plant them, but I don't expect much. Carrots for sure. If you didn't know, in Florida we have warm season carrots you can plant. I grow carrots year round, so when it's actually cool, it's kind of like you get to plant things out of the ordinary. You can probably still plant collards. I grow collards year round, as long as you have part shade for them. Definitely time to start potatoes. Radish is another cool season crop. You can keep going. You can get radishes within a month. What else? If you want to try summer and winter squash, pumpkins, just check which variety you're going to grow. Pumpkins, everyone goes with Seminole pumpkin because of the pest pressure. I don't use pesticides, organic or otherwise, so I usually don't bother because there's always going to be There's always going to be little loopers, cabbage loopers, worms, caterpillars. Same thing with summer squash. If I plant it, it's just for funsies. And I would much rather find a perennial version of that. Loofah is one of them. I love loofah. Kind of like a squash. It's like a cross between zucchini and some people say okra. I don't think it's slimy, but that would be another good alternative. Like, you got to get out of the mindset of planting traditional big box store kind of vegetables. Those are northern varieties that are just doomed to fail, and it's kind of hard. I see a lot of gardeners starting out. I did too. You know, like, what all we're taught is northern stuff. Like, Florida's its own planet when it comes to gardening. We're backwards from the northern states. So, you go to Home Depot or Lowe's and you see whatever seeds they have out and what plants, and, you get your soil, your pots, however you're going to start. And, you get excited, and then they flop because they're not meant for Florida. So, back to what I was saying, go find guides online. There's so many out there right now. Find what you like, what works for you, and then you just kind of go from there and learn from experience the more you do it. If you fail, so what? You gained learning experience, do something better, different next time. So this is my little seed sorting basket. Something that I don't care if it gets dirty or whatever when I take it outside, but I have all this stuff set for winter, and I didn't get to plant my winter garden this year. We moved, so my previous house we were at for like 5-6 years. I went from nothing to having full gardens, front yard, backyard, side, everywhere. Everywhere was planted. Grew food, tons of natives for our native wildlife, trying to bring our ecosystem back, and Florida-friendly varieties as plants. And then I had to literally, uproot everything and move it to a very, very, very much smaller yard in an HOA. So that's kind of why I decided to start doing this channel. I have all these plants, seeds, and knowledge, but I have to smush everything down into a tiny yard. So it's going to be a new learning experience for me. How to garden with limited space and an HOA. All right, so herbs, basil and herbs, I grow year round. It's still cool enough to start ones before they bolt or go to flower. Come summer though, you want to get lemon and lime basil. Right now it's still kind of free time to plant your Mediterranean varieties, but if you're not familiar, go to somewhere like Baker Creek and look at all the different flavors of basils. It's amazing. I already have cabbage started. I don't even know if I planted broccoli this year. That's one more thing I'm going to have to look at. Flowers, definitely put in your trap crops, nasturtiums, sweet alyssum. So a trap crop, if you're not familiar, is something that will help, I don't want to say attract beneficial bugs because I hate that term. Everything's beneficial. I don't believe there's good and bad in the garden. It's just, everything is food for something else. So you always want to plant extra and plant trap crops, and, you get attract the right things to eat the things you don't want. Nasturtiums are good for aphids, and it's edible and medicinal. So this time of year, like less sun, everything's cold. We have a lot of extra sugar and toxins in our system. We've all had sniffles and kind of, scratchy throats. I do right now. We've been making tea with nasturtium leaves, and it's so good. Nasturtium leaves, Italian oregano, Cuban oregano, what else? Oh, and what do we have? Spearmint or peppermint? I'm pretty sure it's spearmint to take all the flavor out. Because if you've ever eaten these, they're kind of spicy. And when I made it for my little one, I put the spearmint in it to cover up the peppery, herby flavor of it. And she loved it. Said it just tasted like mint tea. Alyssum too. Little things like ladybugs. Love the small little flowers to cluster amongst. So definitely plant those. Marigolds, that's another one. Basically, the more plants, the more diversity you have in your garden, the better off you're going to be. And your plants are going to be healthier. And also when you plant, try to break things up. Like I know everyone likes to plant things in rows, but if anything, at least do zigzags. So you can put flowers on the opposite side. Because, you know, if you have someone come along and they want to eat your plants, well, what are they going to do? They're just going to go straight down the line, right? So it'll help if, you know, if there's one sacrificial plant, that's fine, you know, less likely to spread when they're literally spread out, when the plants are spread out. All right, I'm going to put these back. I also am trying to take inventory of what seeds I need. I haven't done a seed order in so long. I've gotten to the point where I just have everything. I already have everything. Onion, no. Asian greens, let's see. Mustard, I never planted chard this year. Perpetual spinach, perpetual chard, Swiss chard, not the Rainbow Lights one, just the regular green one. That's a good one to go into the heat of spring and summer. And if we do get a little heat spell during the winter, those will still be good. So Komatsuna, Tatsoi, and this other one I don't even know how to pronounce, Chihamasai. Those are all good Asian greens. They might bolt, but I usually just take the flowers off until they're ready. They're very productive, so you don't have to worry about, you know, if they die, that's it. Herbs, what other herbs can I put in? Definitely dill. I always have dill because it's a host plant. And if you start planting it, it's an annual, so it's just gonna, you know, seed, fall in the ground, and pop up year after year. You'll eventually get to a point where you don't have to plant it anymore. Let's see. Lettuces, I'll still try a few. I didn't plant any lettuce this year. Oh, that's what I was saying. So when I moved, I brought a bunch of stuff, but not everything. And that was at the start of your winter planting season. So I didn't get to do much of anything. Cucumber, I don't think I want to do cucumber. I have Tindora, which is like a perennial cucumber. It's a vine. So I'm going to let that go crazy because I have very limited space. So I'm trying to grow everything up too. What do I have? I have 2 trellises in the back, 3 in the front, and many, 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 many more to put up. Peppers, I'm not sure which peppers I'm going to start. I have some spicy peppers, sweet peppers. Definitely some radish. I have icicle, cherry bell. What else? Tomatoes. I still have tomatoes going right now. I'll probably start yellow pear. Those do very well into the heat. There's still a few good things to do. I know what I have to do first is make room, because my backyard is still, I started in one very, very tiny corner, planted that after digging out invasives. I added some mushroom compost, a tiny bit of mulch just to help cover the ground until plants cover the ground. I'm not a big fan of mulch, so that's when your green mulch comes in, which is just your plants. What else? Oh yeah, I have to make room for some of the stuff. I have seedling trays started out there. I want to put a trellis up for the ivy gourd, the Tindora. And then everything else on the ground, It either needs to be pulled up because it's invasive. I have a big old patch of invasive Boston ferns I need to yank out. That's my shade area too. And then pots, all the pots of things from the old house is just sitting in the yard right now. Hopefully help killing the grass, so that's less work I have to do. But yeah, I have a plan, kind of, or I know what seeds I have and what I can still plant. Because when I wanted to go outside, it was still cold. I don't want to go outside when it's cold out. We're getting over the New Year's Eve, New Year's Day cold, the freezes and frosts. Thankfully, frost didn't affect too much here, just typical tropical hibiscus, which I don't really care about. I know they'll be okay. I did cover some things. My tomatoes, it's actually this variety. My peppers. What else? Carrots. Not too much because everything's so tightly packed in. It kind of creates its own warmth. Some of my sweet potatoes that are back against the back vinyl fence, that was a little open to the elements. But the sweet potatoes are about done. I should have harvested them already because now, let's see, February, I think, is when you're supposed to start new sweet potatoes. And yeah, I kind of want, so I have them in grow bags. Not because I'm afraid to plant in ground, but I did that last year, and I excavated my backyard just trying to dig them up. And then when I moved, I still found more sweet potatoes everywhere. They were popping up everywhere. So I put them in my grow bags just so I could just dump them out and be done with it. Because I try not to waste too much time outside. You know, sometimes if I catch myself doing something useless, I'm like, okay, do I really want to waste my time doing this? No. I could be planting something else. So yeah, quick and easy with the grow bags for potatoes. I don't know what kind I'm going to try this year for regular potatoes. Some from the store, which it's 50-50, y'all. Get some seed potatoes, proper seed potatoes. But that's another thing that's hard to find because, like I was saying, if you want to buy seed potatoes, everything else is geared towards northern climates. Like Florida is literally, I tell everybody, it's like its own planet when it comes to gardening. And we'll get into that more come summer when everything you try is going to fail unless you plant very specific things that are Florida tolerant, I should say, not friendly, tolerant of the heat. Anyway, so I guess that's it. Now I don't know if I'm gonna make it outside today or not. I think the sun's finally out. I do need to water, but as far as doing anything else, I don't know. I need to clean. I need to take down Christmas decorations. Still in a carb coma from New Year's Day feast. I don't know if you guys do the typical collard greens, black-eyed peas, all that stuff, but I do it every year. Multiple times a year, but definitely on New Year's Day. It's my favorite holiday just for the food. Yeah, we'll see how far we get. I might make some tea because my throat is scratchy. I'm sure you can hear it. But if I do, I'll show you guys what I make because it actually is a really, really yummy tea. Tulsi is good too. I have a bunch of cranberry hibiscus too to make tea with. That's like chock full of vitamin C. Usually moringa is my go-to, but they're so easy to grow. And my trees were so huge at the last place. I mean, I wasn't going to bring them. But I have tons of seed pods I'm just going to start more with. I have one started. But yeah, that's usually my go-to when I'm feeling blah. I think nasturtium is going to be my new superfood go-to. I'll post more about that later though. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to finish my coffee and put this stuff away. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Maybe you learned a thing or two. If you have any questions, absolutely ask below. I'd be more than happy I'd be more than happy to help you with your gardening journeys. I don't believe in everybody charging for their experience. I mean, I want people's gardens to thrive, help you become self-sufficient, grow food, because a lot of the stores and grocery stores these days is garbage. It doesn't even taste like it should. Carrots, tomatoes, you probably know what I'm talking about if you're paying attention, but anyway, even if you are just doing it for a hobby, feel free to ask me any questions you have. That's how I got to where I am. And I feel like I do know a lot more than other people just because I learned it along the way. And thanks to the internet these days, you have quick access to information, but not everybody's willing to share it without a price. Not me. Anyway, that's it for now. Till next time.